friends, welcome to another video. I've been a little uninspired with the weekly vlogs, so I'm going to do something different this week. We're going to do reading my library books for a week because we have a lot to get through. I need to finish 100 Years of Solitude. I am a little more than halfway through. It's just like, it's not a book that you can like read fast. It's not a bingeable book. It's a very slow paced, meandering kind of story about this family's life. And it's also like a little, I keep having to go like back and forth to the family tree because everyone's name is Aureliano. There are literally 17 Aurelianos. So that one is slow going. I'm still liking it. It's very weird. It's a weird little book, and I don't know if maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I'm like not getting it fully. It is good though. I just don't. It's like a Nobel Prize winner. I should be enjoying it more, I feel. But it just kind of feels like, what is going on? So, still going through that one. And I did start another one yesterday. I did get so like, with that one that I just had to start this one. I started Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil yesterday, and I am loving it. I am thoroughly enjoying it. I got probably about a third of the way through it. I can like barely see that. About a third of the way. And it is so good. I saw it recommended somewhere. I didn't remember where, probably TikTok or Reddit, and put it on hold for an audiobook. But it was taking so long that I was like, let me just put it on hold at my library. And it came in way faster. I don't think I realized what it was about. Lesbian vampires. So I'm into it. I am here for it. I'm loving it. And I really liked this author's last book that I read from her, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. It was so good. And I am getting similar vibes here with like the past and the present. I feel like there's something there with like a person who is just kind of rebranding themselves through history, but I don't know a lot yet. But I'm very entertained and I am loving this so far. These two I have not read. I checked them out weeks ago at this point, and I need to get into them. This is just a random one that I saw on the shelf and I was like, looks interesting. It sounds really good, but there's just so much going on. You know, there's so many other books going on. And then I got this one, How the World Works, How the World Really Works, and it seems interesting. You know, sometimes I think about the supply chain too much and I get anxious. So maybe this will help quell my anxiety. It's not as high of a priority, I'd say, in comparison to these other ones, but I do want to read it. Sorry if you hear the AC on now. But then we have the Kindle Libby holds, and there's really only two. One is One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This, which I'm 77% of the way through with, and that one's going really well. And then I also got Buffalo Hunter Hunter last week, so we have to get into that one as well. So a lot of stuff is on the burners. We have a lot of books to read. So like I said, that's going to be the plan for this week, is to read my library books and see how much we can get through. So come along for the week and let's see what I end up reading. Yeah, bye. Update. I just finished One Day We Will Have All Been Against This. I think that's what it's called. I returned my Kindle book, so I don't have it anymore. 19 people are waiting for it, so it is with the next user now. But how do you even rate that book? I think I gave it a 4. It's just very telling of the world that we live in now, and like how everyone's dying and we're all gonna die and the world is but we can have hope, I guess. That's what I got from it. So, a very good read, but well, challenging in our current climate. So, with that being said, I'm returning to this for the evening and hope to get a little further into it. So, that is the current plan. Good morning, world, and all who inhabit it. I went for a run this morning. Casual 1.5 miles, nothing too crazy. And I have the worst blister on my foot right now. And I don't know why it happens randomly. The shoes don't change, the socks don't change, but something in my podiatry changes, I guess, because randomly we get blisters sometimes. So, dealing with that. And having a coffee to cheer me up. As if I do not have the same coffee every day.
That's a jerk.
Hello, dear friends. Happy Wednesday. I fear that my seasonal depression is perhaps not so seasonal. And I feel like I come to this conclusion semi-frequently. I have a good stint, a good happy stint, and then forget that I am unwell up here. And then it hits me like a truck again, and I'm like, why do I feel so bad? Why do I feel so poorly? Babes, you're not well in the head, and that's okay. But don't forget it, because it just makes you feel worse. So dealing with that, but I guess if I have to find a bright side to feeling so poorly, it's that I have the opportunity to pivot to doing the things that are in my coping toolkit. We can maybe do some stretches, we can maybe do some dolphin spout, do some containment, do some breath work, so I guess that is a benefit. If I have to find a silver lining here, is that I'm having the opportunity to go to my coping mechanisms more and develop those neural networks. So, dealing with that, the full moon has been rough for me this week. But anyway, update on the book. Are we surprised at all that I have not read anything else this week? It has only been this, which I'm not complaining about. It's still very good. We're getting more into Alice's story. She's a little baby vampire. She's like figuring things out, trying to find the girl that she hooked up with. And I'm just so curious to see how these two, it has to be two or three storylines combine? I'm so intrigued. I need to know. But it's so hard for me to want to pick this up and sit down and read because my brain is like looking for dopamine everywhere. I'll read a little bit and then I'll be on TikTok and then I'll want to do something else. You know, I can't. I'm having a very hard time focusing right now. But I'm a little over halfway through with this and I'm still really enjoying it. Still really want to get into it. I just can't get my head in the game. So that's the update on that, I guess. I haven't touched any other book this week, which I feel fares kind of bad for the premise of this video, which the whole point was like seeing how many library books I can read this week. I have a feeling it's going to be one. It's going to be, if I finish this one, that's it. I don't know if I'm going to get to anything else, but we'll see. You know, just because I feel bad today doesn't mean I won't feel bad tomorrow. So I guess that's the update for right now. I am going to try to read a little more and just take care of this brain. Treat it nicely. That's all we can do. So I hope y'all are doing better. I hope y'all are taking care of yourselves and reaching for the coping mechanisms that make y'all feel better in these rough times. So that's all. I'm going to go read and prep dinner now. So bye. Hello, jump scare, color change. After some reflection, I think that perhaps I was a little stressed out with too many things that are maybe not my concern right now. Maybe I don't need to borrow tomorrow's worry for today. So we've got the pink red light going on to chill me out for the evening, calm my little nervous system down. I got some honey vanilla chamomile tea. And I have learned in my tea journey the past 2 months that if I brew it double strong halfway, I can fill it with cold water and it's the perfect temperature to drink. So, fun little tip. And now, it is time to perhaps put on some rainforest sounds or like spa music or something to chill me out and do my skincare. Get my face clean for the night. And floss. We had a dentist visit this week and the dentist said my teeth were excellent, which I have never gotten a glowing review from the dentist before. There was a point when I didn't go for 10 years because I was scared. And then I had hella cavities and I had to get my wisdom teeth out and had a rotted tooth. So we're keeping up with it now and I got my first excellent review. So I'm gonna chill out now and then we'll get in bed and read. It is a bit dark, sun is setting. I have not turned the lights on in here because I have been laying in this bed since I got off work because I wanted to finish this and I just did. And I feel like as I was reading it, I was like, this is a 5-star book. I can just tell the vibes are right. It's going down like water. I am having the best time. But the ending? What the f was that ending? And you know, I guess it did what it needed to do. I don't know, I was hoping for a different outcome though, but still very good. Not 5 stars based on that, maybe 4.5. I feel like maybe I need to noodle on it a little more and develop my thoughts. I like literally just closed the book and turned the camera on. So that's the update on this. It's done. I really enjoyed it, but did not quite like the ending. Hello there, friends. Happy Friday. Update. I got a new phone. And you can probably tell because the resolution seems a little better. You can see my rosacea a lot more clearly on this phone. Update on the reads. I have been thinking more on Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. And I loved it so much. I loved the whole story so much. Until, spoiler alert, until we get to the end. And when Alice decides she's just gonna end everyone's life and be alone, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. But I think I've settled on 4.5 stars because the beginning of the story was so beautiful and I loved it so much. And I'm just choosing to not think about the end. So that's my final thoughts on that. I also started Culpability last night. So far it's about this family who gets into a car accident and kills a couple. They like wrecked and flipped and killed the other people in the car. It's a bit weird though. I think I'm like they're very short chapters. I'm on chapter 14, but it's page 70. I don't know how much I like this. I thought it was going to be very interesting. I don't know if I just don't like the writing style or if I'm confused about like where the story's going or if I just don't give a about these people. But they're like have gotten into that car wreck. The detective is like, you know, your car's like too smart. We can see like exactly what happened and see if it was your fault or someone else's. So they're like on vacation now at like a lake house next to this like billionaire tech bro. I don't know. I'm not really following. I'll give it a little bit more of a chance. Maybe get to at least page 100 and see if it gets any better. But that's the update on that one. I want to start Buffalo Hunter Hunter, but I was reading the synopsis of it again, and it is vampires. And I don't know if I want 2 vampire books back to back, you know? So maybe I'll try to find like a little fluffy read in between. I know this is about library books. I know I was supposed to read my library books, but I'm a mood reader. I'm a mood reader and I want to read like smut. I want to read a romance book in between these 2 chunky books and all these chunky books. So we'll see what I get into tonight. I will try to read a little bit more of this. Maybe I will get into Buffalo Hunter Hunter. Maybe I'll go on Kindle Unlimited and find something silly to read. I don't know. We'll see what happens though. So that's it for now. Bye.
I can tell. I can.